Alright, these might be the most nothing headphones ever made. See, these are the kind of headphones that you look at them for 1 second and instantly know exactly where they came from. They have this whole transparent, playful, but minimal design language, and mind you, all that while still looking insanely premium. The real question that everybody is asking and wondering is, are these actually worth $300 or is nothing just hyping up another pretty product? Now, looking at design, the second that you pick these up, they feel very expensive, but not in a heavy, uncomfortable way. You've got the transparent ear cups so you can actually see the internal components, and pair that with an aluminum frame that feels way more solid than I expected for a first-gen product. It doesn't creak, it doesn't flex like cheap plastic, and the padding is shockingly comfortable. I wore these for very long sessions when I'm outside and never once felt that take these off my head right now kind of pressure. And something else that I was very impressed with was how the controls are kind of the thing that I love. They're simple, tactile buttons, no did it register or not nonsense. You press it and it just does what it's supposed to do. Clean, functional, and you can use them with gloves on, which is perfect. And something else that I admire was that battery life is honestly one of the biggest selling points. Nothing is claiming up to 80 hours of listening time. Yeah, 80. I will usually charge them on a Monday and forget that I even own a charger. And the crazy part is the fast top up. A 5-minute charge gives you around 5 hours of playback. So if you're rushing out the door, keys in hand, and your battery hits 1%, all you have to do is plug it in while you grab your jacket, and by the time you're done lacing up your shoes, they're basically good for the whole day. They also support USB-C, 3.5 millimeters, and dual device connection, so you can bounce between your laptop and your phone instantly. And these headphones block out the world with hybrid adaptive active noise cancellation, meaning that there's microphones inside and outside the ear cups that are constantly analyzing your environment and adjust on the fly. So whether you're in a coffee shop, plane cabin, or a windy sidewalk, they adapt without giving you that pressured ear vacuum feeling. Are these the most powerful noise cancellation headphones ever? No, but they're very consistent, they're very reliable, and they block out enough noise that you can work, travel, and commute without blasting your music. And honestly, to me, consistency matters more than having the strongest active noise cancellation that only works in perfect conditions. Now, when it comes to sound quality, this is where these headphones start to get really interesting. Now, nothing partner with Kef, and Kef is not just a casual name in audio. These are some people behind some of the best home speakers on the market, and yeah, you can hear it. The tuning leans more toward clarity than just shake your head bass. Vocals sit forward, details actually pop, and instruments sound separated instead of mashed together. So it's not overly warm, it's not muddy, and it's not artificially boosted to sound exciting during the first 10 minutes of use. And if you're on a device that supports LDAC, then you can get 24-bit 96 kilohertz high-res wireless audio, which gives these way more room to breathe than standard Bluetooth codecs. And there's also spatial audio with head tracking, and the app gives you custom EQs plus the ability to share presets and download presets from other people. And speaking on the app, it's filled with a ton of features. You're able to customize every single sound in your headphones, or you can just go basic and just fine tune the bass for a little bit, which is pretty cool. And there were just many other different settings within the app that also let you fine tune your headphones to sound exactly how you want them. Now, if you're not new to the channel, you know me. I don't like pretending that everything is perfect just because the product looks cool. And with the headphone ones, my biggest issue is simple. These are competing directly with the Sony XM4s and XM5s and also the Bose QC models. And here's the truth, they're not beating Sony sound quality, but they are still on top of the average and worth the price. Not in depth, not in fullness, not in soundstage, and those companies have been their tuning for years. But what nothing does match, or in some cases outperforms, is everything else. I feel like the build quality was better with the aluminum frame versus just plastic. When it came to controls, physical buttons instead of the finicky gestures, the app experience was the best that I've experienced on any other headphones. And the connectivity was just more faster and more stable. But if you want a mix of design, battery, comfort, and overall user experience, the Headphone 1 surprisingly makes a strong argument. But alright you guys, if you're someone who wants an all-around great quality headphone that's worth the price, I would say that these are the headphones to get. They're not perfect, no product is, but they deliver way more than I expected from a first-gen attempt. And also, if you guys are interested, click the link in the description and comment section of today's video.